And one of the things we do here is we help dealerships with lead management. And one of the new tools that we're doing is helping what we call lot mining, helping dealers find active leads, 0 to 30 days, 5-day gap between calls and emails, and helping them find basically, it could be any age of lead and gaps in calls, and basically kind of spoon feed dealers their leads that they're not following up with. That's hard to find through, your CRM sources and stuff. And, I had a conversation, John Anderson and I, last night we're talking at dinner, and we started going through some of these leads and how they're being handled. And man, there's a lot of gaps in lead management. And one of the things that kind of dawned on us, and it's known, you guys know this, I'm not saying anything new, but it's a new approach, I think, because it didn't trigger with me at first, and I'm like, holy crap, this is huge. So my title of this is, what gets worked more at your dealership, a car with 14 leads or a car with 2 leads? Now, directionally, I know you can have a fresh car with 14 leads if it's a hot car, but what we found was, for example, I've got a dealership with 79% of his active leads are on only 20% of his inventory. That 20% of inventory is his 45 to 60-day-old cars and his 60-plus-day-old cars. He's got 10% of his inventory at 46 to 60. 18% of his leads are there. 61 plus, his oldest cars on his lot, it's only 10% of his inventory, but 61% of his leads are there. So 46 to 60, 10% inventory, 10% inventory, but 18% of his active leads. 61 plus, only 10% of his inventory, but 61% of his active leads. Those cars are priced at 85%. Those cars have 14, 15, 10, 20, 30 leads on them. Not that many, but those. And so what happens is we manage the low-hanging fruit, or not we manage, we work those leads that are the low-hanging fruit. So we're getting all these emails on these 88% price to market cars. Your internet department's calling an email. You don't even have to call an email. These customers are calling you, trying to schedule appointments. And so we're spending all this time and effort on leads for cars that we're not making any gross profit on. In the meantime, we have a fresh car priced at 98% and we got 2 leads on it, or even just 1 lead on it. And we called and we emailed and we called and emailed, but we got a 7-day-old lead that we haven't called and emailed in 5 days. But think about that. Why did somebody send in a lead on a car, or maybe 2 people, why did they send in a lead on a car at 98% of the market when they have other cheaper alternatives out there? Let's say it's a normal car, an F-150, a Focus Fusion, a 300, a whatever, a Volkswagen Jetta. They're submitting a lead on a 98, a fresh unit that's 98% of the market. There's obviously something about that car they liked, the color, the mileage, the roof, that they're willing to pay a premium for it. And so here we are, and so we call or email them once, but then we're handling all these leads, 61% of our leads on cars we're not making any gross on. And I guarantee you don't call those customers, that don't matter almost. They'll call you. They'll show up on the lot because they don't want somebody else to get that deal. Not saying to blow those leads off, but think about it. What would you rather do? Would you rather call an email on a customer where you've already got 15 leads on this car, or call an email and communicate with a customer on a fresh unit that's 98% of the market? You need to be calling an email and catering to those customers. You need to be sending the videos. You need to be calling them every day. You need to offer to bring it to them and give them a premium service. Not only that, if you do that, that helps you increase your fresh sale rate. And so what we're finding is these leads that are fresh, that have these big gaps in calls and emails. It's a 10-day-old lead. We haven't called and emailed in 6, 7, 8 days. But yet we have these older leads that we're calling and email more frequently because the customers are communicating with us, and it's the low-hanging fruit. And then our used car department, internet deals are low grossers. And so you got to look at those leads by cars and inventory and age. And that's one thing I realized, as an internet manager, I know if I got a lead on an age car and stuff like that, but does your BDC reps really know what they're working. When a customer, because your CRMs, a lot of times when it has the inventory information, it doesn't have the age information. So does your BDC rep realize they just got a lead on a car that's fresh at 99% of the market, and they go, well, hold on, wait, there's got to be, and it's a, escape. Why would somebody do that? Why would somebody put a lead on a 99% price to market escape off the internet when there's obviously more choices and alternatives? The reason why is there's the miles, the equipment, the color, your location that made this car interesting to this person that they're willing to overlook the cheaper ones. So you need to be catering to those. So, and then again, this dealer only had like 8% of his active leads on fresh units. But think about this. Does your BDC rep know about getting a lead on a car with 10 temporary photos? I mean, think about those cars that aren't fully photoed lot ready yet. 8, 10 photos. It's maybe 5, 10 days old, and you get a lead on it. Obviously, again, you don't have that thing fully marketed, but yet somebody's interested in this thing. So it's obviously a car that they're looking for and go, ooh, finally, there's one. And they're submitting a lead on it, and you're probably priced high, 99, 105% or whatever on this car, but yet they're interested in it. And does your BDC realize that? And those are the leads that you need to be videotaping, offering, doing walk around videos, customized emails, and calling and emailing and catering to those, and give them a premium service to help them pay a premium dollar for obviously a product that they know and like, because there's other alternatives that are cheaper. But what we do, we get so tangled up in working the low-hanging fruit. We're looking in calls and emails to the customers that are getting back to us. Well, the reason why they're getting back to us is because the price at 85% of the market, and they don't want somebody else to get that deal. So we're finding this, and it also, to me, maybe exposes a listing site out there of dealers, that there's a listing site out there where we list our cars for sale that dealers tend to love a lot. And all these sites, autotradercars.com, I'm not going to point this provider out yet because I'm just on a theory right now. But these providers do, great, good, and fair deals. And some of these providers, the age of the car is irrelevant to if it's a good, great, and fair deal. So my point is, and I'm gonna cut this short because I'm going to dig into this and have some data to back this up. But there's some sites that if it's newly listed, get you higher into the ranking. If your aged car, it starts burying you a bit. And so you get missed sometimes. You got a really aged car priced really cheap. You're going to be buried though, because the newer listeds get pushed up. There's some sites with more relevant, and there's some sites with good, great, and fair deals. So think about this. A lot of dealerships don't have a very strong aging policy. So a lot of their aged cars are priced at 85, 88%, and they're getting 10, 20 leads on it. And they go, man, I love this lead provider. That's our biggest, I love this listing site. It's our biggest lead provider. And we close a lot of deals from them. Well, I wonder why. Because all the deals, the deals that show up first are the great deals, and dates to their algorithm. And guess what great deals are aged cars that we've cheap sold. So there's, that provider, it might be your lowest gross provider because you're getting all the leads on these low hanging fruit cars that are no gross, and we're at 88%, and you're getting all these leads, and man, this is a great provider, but yet it's probably costing you gross too, as you start looking at that. But yet this other provider might be not give you as many leads because again, your cars might be a lot of them fresh, and you're priced at and so you're getting some newer listings and you're priced up, and you might get 1 or 2 leads on them. But again, we don't work them. And then we say, oh, this lead provider don't work, but they're giving you a better quality lead. And you can make a little bit more gross on those guys too. So this is something we're just digging in as we're seeing this. I hope this was helpful. If you want a free inventory evaluation, if you want to see by calling it lot mining, we're going to help you mine your lot, of your leads. Right now we're working with VIN solution leads, and we're going to be able to dump those in here, and I could spoon feed you. For example, I just seen 200 leads that are 0 to 30 days old that haven't been called or emailed in 5 days. And a spoon feed them a list of customers that give them a call. So if you're interested in doing that, just free inventory evaluation. It says a free evaluation on our site. Just sign up for that. We'll do a demo, or just PM me. I'll walk you through it. You don't have to be a client. It's a side separate tool. I'm selling pretty cheap on a monthly rate. So lotpop.com, YouTube, all these go up on YouTube. Subscribe if you'd like. Hope this was helpful.